So steps 10, 11, and 12 are often referred to as the maintenance steps.
Meaning I'm supposed to do those steps for the rest of my life.
But it's about much more than just maintenance. It's about growing and understanding and effectiveness.
So step 10, continue to take personal inventory.
When we were wrong, we promptly admitted it.
This is really where the real work begins, because spirituality is not a practice that I'm doing alone.
It's like a part of that daily reprieve that I'm lucky enough to have.
I'm supposed to take the time to stop and write inventory about it.
You know, it's kind of like a mini fourth step.
It's in the 10th step where I start to actually experience the promises that we all in recovery should be doing this work for.
You'll have that feeling where you're mad or resentful or jealous about something. I say, you'll know when you need to write.
And being able to see my part in things when I'm resentful at someone or something is really, really empowering.
Am I compassionate towards you? You know, am I patient with you?
And I learned how to be held accountable, and I think that saved my life.
I still get resentful, so I still write inventory. I still cause wrong, so I still make that right with people.
And nobody's responsible for my problems but me.
The 11th step is sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God.
God as we understood Him.
Praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out.
The 11th step is super important because this is a spiritual program.
I say some prayers. It's a form of surrender and humility, and a demonstration that this isn't me. It's about discipline. It's about consistency.
I have to get some sort of spiritual practice life.
It's self-care, it's yoga, it's meditating, it is praying.
I think that varies between individual to individual.
It's working with sponsees, it's going to the gym, it's, you know, taking care of myself and living by spiritual principles.
So this practice of meditation and prayer is something that it says we should not be using lightly.
It's really important and necessary for my well-being that I continue to search out new things and continue to grow. And I think the 11th step is really the step that sort of points at that.
You know, I think it's being in tune with myself and seeking the truth.
It starts to get a little bit more exciting.
Personally, I think steps 11 and 12 are the two steps that I sort of grew the most in.
12th step says, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps.
We tried to carry this message
to other alcoholics.
And to practice these principles in all of our affairs.
There's a certain kind of spiritual awakening that happens in the steps.
And now it's my duty to carry that message to somebody else who's suffering.
I've been where you've been, I've done what you've done, and I'm free now and I'm not suffering anymore.
And you are uniquely qualified to pass that on to somebody.
We can win the entire confidence of another addict or alcoholic in a couple of hours just by sitting down and talking to them.
I think that would be extremely selfish of me to not reach my hand out to people who are in need.
Someone took the time to sit down with me.
I'm here today as a result of someone else practicing the 12th step.
And now I feel it necessary to carry that to somebody else.
You know, and sponsoring other women and taking them through this work like someone did for me is awesome.
If I've been thorough so far and willing and honest in this work, I will be awake spiritually.
Healing from addiction has to do with God and other people.
I'm going to give spiritual advice or spiritual help to somebody else.
Just like all of these other men were useful to me.
I never thought that I would be someone that people sought advice from or sought help from.
And it is by far one of the most meaningful and rewarding and satisfying parts of this experience now.
The 12 steps probably has to look like an activism in some sort of way.
The spirituality deepens my humanity. My recovery should deepen my humanity.
And I get to participate in that, and I get to watch other men go through this process and get well and see their lives restored.
Watching the light come back into someone's eyes is really, really wild. It's awesome.